In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the config sheet in the Performance Labelizer. We have a configuration in the spreadsheet, and it's very useful because you can easily make changes. And please read the description or the explanation of the configuration at the right side and follow the best practices which I will share with you today. You can easily change it in a spreadsheet. You don't need to change anything in a script environment anymore, only the spreadsheet area. Okay, the main configuration. We have a few options here. The number of days. This is the number of days for the date range you want the script to use. It will use, in the normal example, the data from the past 30 days. Or when you set your conversion lag to a higher number, which I will talk about in a moment. And it will take the last 30 days before the conversion lag. Then, of course, we need your Google Merchant Center ID. This is the Merchant Center ID we need because we need to retrieve the product information from your Google Merchant Center. Your product ID, your feed attributes, for example. The name of label. And this is a label you can apply to your campaign, so you can only use specific campaigns. One thing to note is that it will still show products from other campaigns or countries, but the metrics will show as 0. So what you can do, for example, is split it by country or exclude branded campaigns by adding a non-branded label to the non-branded campaigns and in the configuration, of course. One thing also to note is that you need to create the label at single account level and not at the MCC level, because MCC level labels will not be recognized by the script. And then the last option in main configuration is that you can set a profit margin, which will be used in the overview tab. If you use post bidding, profit bidding, then you need to set this to 100%. For the target configuration, you can set 2 different targets and choose between ROAS and CPA buckets. So the ROAS target, this is your return on ad spend target, and it can also be your profit on ad spend target. If you have a profit bidding, then I would recommend setting it to 1, because everything above 1 is profitable and everything under is not profitable. For your ROAS, it can also be your break-even ROAS. Why we do it like a break-even ROAS sometimes is that when you have break-even, everything above, so that's your index and over-index, that's profitable, and everything below is not profitable in most cases because it has a lower ROAS. So it's a little bit like the same as profit bidding, which makes sense. But you can also set your target, and then you are more aggressive because your target will be higher than your break-even. And by setting it higher, you will have less products that are in the index and over-index group. Of course, you can also do this for your target CPA. This works the same, but the calculation is based on your CPA. Then you need to choose between the CPA or ROAS bucket, and the default is that the ROAS bucket is set to true. We also recommend it because we like value-based bidding, but you can also choose the CPA bucket. Then we have optional configuration. This includes the bucket configuration, filter configuration, and advanced configuration. I will talk you through all of them. So for the bucket configuration, you have your conversion lag in days. This is the number of days you would like to subtract from today's date. So the minimum is 1 day. That's like you take the history of yesterday and 30 days ago, and you would not like it to set to 0, because then it also includes the data from today, which might not be fully populated yet. You can set a longer conversion lag, do this based on your Google Ads data, and then it will subtract those days. Then a percentage difference target. This is a percentage deviation from the ROAS target or break-even target that defines a product index category. So what it basically does is it checks if the ROAS is above the target by a certain percentage, and it is used in the calculation for each product. So if a product has a ROAS higher than your target and the percentage is set to 20%, for example with a target ROAS of 5, it needs to be 6 or higher. Then the over-index category setting, you can set this to false to exclude over-index, and what it means is that only the under-index, no-index, near-index, and index groups will be populated, and over-index will be added to the index group. Then the last option in the bucket configuration is the click multiplier. And this means that in the calculation, it needs a click multiplier. It needs at least a certain amount of clicks to become an over-index product. Otherwise, it will be an index product. Then for the filter configuration, this is quite straightforward. You have 4 options: a brand, availability, condition, and channel. Brand, this is from your product feed. So you can use which you filled in by the attributes of brand. You can fill in the value from your feed into the spreadsheet. Everything else, there are standard options for in stock, refurbished, and a channel, if it's going to be online or local. Then we have the advanced configuration. If you're going to use the graphs in the spreadsheet, you can change the days it shows. So with the graphs period, you can set it instead of 30 days to a range of 60, 90, or a year. And you can change it by setting the number of days. Then advanced graphs. This is useful if you want to use the graph segment and graph single product overview sheets. But please note that it is a complex calculation and may result in timeouts, but it's very useful for analyzing. You can also make a copy of the spreadsheet, run it one time with advanced graphs on, so that you have the data, and then set it to false again, so you will have less likely a chance of a timeout. That's everything you need to know about the filters and the main configuration for this video. I hope this is very helpful for you.